Hello friend, this is Naval and you are watching Code with Naval. So welcome to my YouTube channel. In a last video we saw the how to perform a CRUD operation using a MVC model. In this employee CRUD operation we perform using MVC model. In a first video we saw how to configure using a XML based configuration. Okay, if you don't watch those video then go and watch those video because this video is a continuation of those two video. Okay, in this video we are performing a CRUD operation, Ajax CRUD operation, because we are creating here single page application and perform their CRUD operation. Okay, let's perform how to let's see how to perform Ajax CRUD operation. Performing Ajax CRUD operation, for that we required jQuery. Let's download first jQuery. Download. Okay, download jQuery. Simply type download jQuery on a Google. Okay, let's open first link. We got here few options. The first one is the download the compress production jQuery. Let's open that. We got here jQuery inside code. Let's copy all code, Ctrl A and Ctrl C. Open Notepad. Paste here all code. Then again copy the name jQuery file name. Simply copy this jQuery file name, Ctrl C. Then again come to our Notepad and here choose save as. Paste that name. Choose any file. Select save type any file. Okay, let's click save button and close this. Go to our folder. You can see here our jQuery file is downloaded. So let's copy from here. Go to your Eclipse. Okay, project. Here we already define our static resource. I can show you. Okay, in a spring.servlet file we already define here MVC static resource. Okay, in a first video we saw how to define that. If you don't watch, then you watch that video, you can easily understand. Here we define a web.inm resource. This inside this folder, whatever we define, that we can access anywhere in an application, that should be public. Okay, let's paste inside JS folder that copied file jQuery. Okay, then we have to import this file in our JSP page. So for that I have done already in my previous project. I'll simply go there and paste code from there. Okay, I'll copy this code, okay, from base file and I'll paste here in my base.jsp file. The first line is for creating a tag library, Spring Framework org tag lab. Okay, and here we create a prefix as, and then a second line we use s:\url. Okay, variable, here we create a variable, then we add that jQuery file, our jQuery file. Okay, resource/js/jQuery. In this variable we define inside the JavaScript, or we can say script tag, inside a script tag. So these three lines for adding jQuery inside your JSP file. So we have done this thing also. Then one JSP page we need to perform a CRUD operation for UI. So simply I'll create a one JSP page here. Okay, let's create a new JSP page, student report. Okay, here you can see our student report file is added. Let's simply, I'll copy from here my previous project and paste here. Okay, I'll remove unnecessary code, all unnecessary code. So let's remove this. Okay, also I'll remove all these things. I'll only keep the document. In this file we are using Bootstrap container. Here we define a container, one container class div. Inside that div we create a one form tag. Inside a form we create a row. In that inside that row we divide that row in a two column. First one is 6 and second one is 6. In a first one we create a one form. Okay, in that form we will define a few fields: id, name, age and course. Okay, then we define here two buttons, submit and update. In a second six column, okay, I mean second column, there we define a table. Inside a table we define a table heading and table body. Okay, let's first check our jQuery is working or not. For that I'll define one function document.ready. When this page load and this page is ready, then this function should be executed. Let's create here alert ready, control save. We need one controller for launch this page. Call this JSP page. Okay, we will create a simply one controller here, class student controller. Okay, let's open, define this class as a controller, add annotation controller, then also add annotation here, request mapping. Okay, request mapping, then create one function public string student report, then return JSP page name, student report. Okay, and define here @get mapping. Okay, for calling this JSP page student report. Let's save, copy this name, save, and already our application is run. Let's go to the JSP page, employee report, here already launch. Okay, here type student report. Okay, we are getting error here, 404 not found. Okay, I think our application is not loaded those changes. Here our application is launch. Then again try student report. Okay, now here we are getting our JSP page, and also our jQuery is also working fine because we are getting here our alert. Okay, this is our first column. We define our JSP form, employee, sorry, here should be not employee, here should be student. Let's go to the student report, change, add employee to add student. Okay, let's save. Okay, or we can simply define here only student form. Refresh, you can see here student form. We define one row. Inside a row we define two column. In a first column we create a form, and the second column we create a student record, this table. Okay, let's perform the Ajax call. We have to look Ajax call is working or not. So let's create a one button I already have created here. I'll only uncomment this code. I'll explain. We have created one button ID get time, and that name is a get time, and second one is a h2 define. Okay, whenever we get time from Ajax call, that time should be printed inside the h2. Okay, let's define that. I'll just copy code. Okay, let's see. When we call a get time method, when we call a get time button, it should be click. When it's click, then in this function will call. Inside of this function, we here define Ajax URL. Okay, we have to create one URL time. That URL provide us time. Okay, for that we will create a one URL. Okay, let's create public string get time. Here we create date function, date object, date equal to new date, import the date class. Okay, then return this date. Return type should be date, but return type we define here string. So let's convert this date to string dot value of and pass here date. Okay, create here one get mapping URL slash date. Okay, this date should be defined here. Okay, here we have to define date. Let's go here. Okay, wait a moment. In a controller, we define URL date. That URL we are calling from Ajax call date. Let's save. This URL give either success or either error. Okay, when this URL gives success, that time our data come from this date variable. In that variable we are assigning print time. We are simply using here inner HTML. First we are getting the print time, and inside the print time we are passing that date value. In a date value we are getting current time, because here in a controller we define date function, and that date function is responsible to give us current time. Okay, let's save and try to run. Okay, ready. Let's click get. We are not getting anything. Let's press Ctrl Shift I. Network. Let's click again get time. Our date URL is triggered, but we are not getting anything written. We are getting a 404. Let's go to the and copy this URL. Okay, simply copy this URL, paste in a new tab. Okay, let's press enter. We are not getting here anything. We are getting a 404 error. So why this issue? Because when we call JSP page, okay, when we return a JSP page, that time we don't need to define here anything. But when we return any value, okay, that time we should have to define here one annotation @ response body, I'll add that response body at that response body. Okay, we should be add this at that response body. Okay, let's trigger again. I think our application is not loaded yet. Okay, now we are getting actual time. Let's go to our application, refresh this page. Okay, then get time, trigger this, hit this button, get time. Now we are getting okay current time. So let's, if I click again this button, now it's reflecting the time without refresh the page, because here we use the Ajax call. Okay, that means our Ajax configuration is successfully done. Now let's create our CRUD operation, student CRUD operation. For that we have to create a DAO class, model class, as well as service and controller. Okay, let's create first model class, new class student. Here create a required thing. First, this class is the entity class because we need a table. Okay, then define first private long id, then private string name, then private string age, private string course. Okay, I think our private spelling is wrong. Okay, and our id should be unique. That's why I am defining here @id, and it should be auto generation value. Okay, strategy equal to generation type dot identity. Okay, you can see here dot identity. I am using here Lambbook. That's why I don't need getter and setter separately create. I will simply add data. Okay, if you don't know Lambbook, I will provide a Lambbook video link in the description. I already have a create video for that Lambbook, how to configure in your ID. So you can watch that video and you can use Lambbook. Okay, let's save. We have created our model class. Then it's time to create DAO class. Let's create one class, student DAO. Okay, this class is component because we are going to auto add this class, and we are using a Hibernate template. Hibernate template auto add. Let's create a one by one method. First method is a save student. Okay, let's create public void save student. Pass here student object, student std, and call a Hibernate template dot save method and pass that std. Okay, our save done. Then get all student. Okay, let's call this public list of student. We are getting list of student. Let's import a list. Then student get all student. Okay, then again use, I think here we done Hibernate Okay, change the spelling. Hibernate template dot load all student. We have here method load all. Okay, in a load all required a return type. Our return type is student dot class. This all student list should be written. Here I am defining a return. Okay, this method is responsible for get all student. Then load by id, get student by id, get student by id. Okay, then create method public single student. That's why I am not defining here list. Get by id. Okay, here call student hibernate template dot get. Here we have a get method. It's required two things. First one is the return type. Our return type is a student. We are returning student type dot class, and the second one is id. Okay, and this should be written. Okay, here we define, here we are getting id from UI long id. Okay, this method is responsible to return a single record. Okay, then we have to update record. Update student public void update student. This update student required object student object std. Okay, then here hibernate template dot update. We have update method for update student or update any record. Std, we are simply pass student object, and this our update method is also work fine. Then last one is a delete student public void delete student. Here we required a id long id hibernate template dot delete student. But we can see here delete student required entity, but here we are getting only id. So first fetch record using hibernate. Okay, hibernate template dot get student dot class and return and accept the id. This thing responsible to get student object. Okay, when we pass the id, it's provide us all student record, that particular student all record. Okay, when we get that student all field record, then we can simply delete that particular record. Okay, finally we have done our DAO class. We have create here save employee, save student, then we create get all student, then we create get by id, update student, delete student. That means our DAO class is complete. Let's create the service class. Go to service class, service. Okay, create here student service. Okay, inside the service package we have create student service. This class is a service. Here define @service. Also we can define here @component. Okay, then we have to create a one by one. We have to access student DAO class. Because all DAO related method inside present student DAO. Okay, acquire this thing. It's not compulsory service layer, but in an industrial project most of time service layer is compulsory, but in for practice we don't need a service layer, but I'll define here service layer also. First one is the save employee, public void save save student, sorry, save student. Here we pass student object std. Okay, then we create here control shift O for importing the student class. Here we call student DAO dot save student. Okay, and simply pass std. Okay, this is for save student. Okay, the second one is get all student. Okay, public we are getting list of student. Okay, get all student. Here call simply student DAO dot get all student. Okay, import the list package. Okay, we can add first one utilist. Okay, control S, we have to return this thing. Then get by id. Okay, let's call get by id public single student and get by id. Here we have to pass id long type id. Then we create a return statement, return student DAO dot get by id and pass their id. Okay, then third one is update student. Here call public student public void update student and pass student object. Okay, here call student DAO then update student. Okay, update student and simply pass std. Okay, then we have a delete student. Okay, delete student, call delete student public void delete student. Here we have to pass id long id, then call student DAO dot delete student and pass the id. Okay, in our service layer we define first save student, then list of student, get all student, then get by id, then update and then delete. Okay, that means our service layer also we have done. It's showing something error. Okay, let's come to the controller. We have to define a controller also. Let's create a first service, first method for save student. Okay, public string save student. Let's create first student service object, student service, okay, student service, and @wire, add the @wire here, @wire, okay. We don't need this get time, but I'll comment this thing, get time, what I mean, okay. Save student. Now call student service dot save student, okay. Here required the student object, okay. That means we have to get student object from form, okay. @post mapping, because here we are getting a data, and here we can say insert student, okay. Here we use @model attribute, and here we pass that URL, okay. Simply pass URL and create student std, okay. That's easy. And when this successfully save, we have to return save, okay. We are returning something here, but we are not returning to the JSP page. That means we saw earlier, when we return something result, then we have to add here @response body. Let's save. Okay, let's go to our student report JSP page. Here we have to define save method, okay. I'll simply go my previous page, old project, and I'll simply copy this thing, okay. Let's see here in our form. Where is our form? This is our form, okay. Here I define a few methods, input fields. First one is the ID, second one is the name, then I define here age, course, and then submit and update button. When we click a submit button, okay, when we hit submit button, that means our save student button hit. That time should be, okay, that time should be this jQuery function call, okay, save student dot click. When this save student dot click trigger, inside a save student dot click, we define a AJAX call. The AJAX call type is a post type. Here we define in our we can see in our controller, student controller, here we define a post mapping, insert student. Let's copy this insert student, go to student report, instead of add student, I'll replace there insert student, okay. In a insert student, we are simply getting a value from name, age, and course, okay. Using a jQuery, we are getting their value, name.val, age.val, and course.val, okay. And we are creating here key value pair. Name is our key, and $#name dot value, that means we are getting their value, okay. Simply in a jQuery, if we want to get any element value, I simply call that particular element ID, that means our name, okay. I'll show you. Here we define a ID, okay, not ID. Here we define a ID equal to name, ID equal to age, and ID equal to course. When we fill this form, okay, when we fill this form and click this submit button, that time, okay, in that way we are getting here name value, age value, and course value, okay. once this URL trigger, it should be return success or return error. If it's written a success, that means we got the, okay, I'll simply reset the form. I'll use here student form 0.reset. That means we are resetting the form once it store the data. Okay, I'll not call this function now. Okay, let's delete this. Okay, once a success get, then result is we can print here result, otherwise we don't need to print here result. Okay, in a error, print here error message. Okay, let's try save. Okay, refresh this page. Ready, type your name. Okay, first check in a DB, refresh. Table is not present because we didn't add that table inside servlet, Spring servlet. Okay, here we have to add annotated class. Okay, here earlier we define a employee, but we didn't define here student. Let's copy this, paste, and change here employee to student. Now our application is launched. Simply type here student report. Okay, and check our DB table is created or not. Now we are getting here student table. Okay, in this student table there is no record. Let's enter one record and verify it's working or not. Age 26, course MCA. Click submit button. Okay, we are getting error. Let's see what's wrong. Okay, we again done one mistake. Okay, read only marker from transactional definition. Okay, let's go to DAO class. In a DAO class, add save method. Here also define transactional. Because here we are performing a transaction. Okay, also update, here also define a transaction, and delete, here also define a transaction. Okay, this is a transactional operation. Okay, that's why we have to define here transactional. We didn't define that. Okay, let's refresh this page. Again enter value, age 26, course MCA. Click submit button. Now we didn't get anything. That means, okay, let's check. Our record is inserted. Okay, that means our first operation is successfully performed. Let's second, we will paste that data, student record. Okay, let's go to our previous code. Here I already have done one thing. I'll copy this code and I'll paste our application. I'll simply paste here. Okay, let's save. I'll explain what we have done here. Simply we create a one variable, data variable empty, then we call here get method. Okay, Ajax call, type get URL get all student. Let's create a one control for get all student. Go to your student controller, here define @get mapping and put here get all student. Let's create the method public public string, or we are passing a list of student. Okay, list student get all student. Call here our student service dot get all student. Okay, simply create here student ss equal to, and here return ss. Okay, here we have to define list of student. Okay, now it's work fine. Here also we have to define a response body, because we are returning a body, we are not returning JSP page. At the rate response body. Let's save. Let's come to our student report page. Here we create a student get all student URL also perfectly in our controller class. Then we get success method. Then we get a success. In a success we got the response. We store that response inside data variable. After that we have already created one table here. Okay, you can see here student record table. That table body we define one ID student table. Okay, initially we here we define a student body ID. Okay, here we define a student table ID. Okay, in body we define one ID. That ID we should be use here, because we are all appending this thing in a student table body. Okay, first we remove the all existing tr in a body. Whatever tr exists, we first remove those tr. Okay, that means whatever row exists inside the table body, we will remove those row. Then we got here response. In a response we got all student list. We simply check that student list, and we simply use a for loop. Using a for loop we iterate those student list, and we add those student lists in a tr. Simply we have done here tr tag, then td tag, inside a td tag using a append class, and we append those all thing in a student table body. Okay, once it's done, okay, that means it's automatically appending student table body. Okay, let's save and try to execute. Ready, but we didn't call this function load get all record. I'll simply copy this function and I'll paste here. When my document is ready, that time this function should be called. Okay, I'll simply paste here, then refresh page again. Okay, now you can see our one record is reflecting here. Okay, now one more thing, when I'll save any record, that should be reflect immediately in a table. Okay, save, I'll simply call that method here also, get all student, refresh. Okay, new entry Raj, age 33, intercourse MCA. Okay, let's click submit. Now you can see immediately our record added and reflecting in a table. Okay, now the third one we have to perform, update employee. Okay, let's copy the update employee. Okay, first we have to perform edit employee. Here I will paste edit employee. In edit employee we got the ID from here. You can see here we pass here on click edit student. Okay, on click edit student. In edit student we pass the ID. Okay, when this button we click, that time edit student function should be called. It call edit student and it get the current student ID, that edited student ID. Okay, we get that ID and we call one URL. That URL is responsible to get that particular student all details. Okay, let's create a one controller for that URL. Okay, let's go to the student. Here create get mapping and paste that student as well as ID. Okay, let's create a method public student okay, or we can say string okay, string get by ID. Here we use the path variable long ID. Here we call student service dot get by ID and pass that particular ID. Okay, here we are returning that particular value. Let's return, and here also we are returning body. That's why add here @response body student also. Okay, let's see what will happen. Let's refresh this page. Okay, ready, function is ready. Let's click the edit button. Okay, now we are getting data from here. Okay, from student report, here we call get one student and pass that particular ID, and here we append ID value. Here we append a response value in those ID response.id, name value response.name, then age response.age, course, all this value we appended. Then we create then we hide and show create three things: save student, update student, and ID field. Here we define three things. In a case of save student, we don't need to show update student button as well as ID field. I'll do this also. I'll hide those things in a save student case. Okay, here is our save student. Initially we don't need to see those things. Okay, I'll simply call, and save student should be show and update student should be hide, and ID also hide. Okay, let's save. Once we edit the field, okay, we immediately reflect those data in our form. Once we click update button, it should be update those value. Let's create a function for that. Okay, I'll simply copy that function in my previous code. Update student. Here our code is the update student btn. When we click update student btn, you can see here we define a two button in a form. First one is a save student and second one is a update student btn. This is the on click event. When we click on click update student btn, that then this function should be called update student btn. Okay, this function inner we call the ajax type post URL update student. Okay, let's create a controller for this update student. go to student control, post mapping, @post mapping, we have to add post mapping, and here pass update student, create a method public void update student. Okay, update student, and @model attribute. In a model attribute I need to get data from form, that's why I'll paste here model attribute, and create one method, create one object, student object std. Okay, and I'll simply pass here using student service dot update student and pass std. Okay, this is our this is for update student. In here you can see update student. First we post, type is the post, URL is the update student, we create that controller update student. Okay, then we pass those id, name, age and course. Okay, here we pass id, name, age and course that we got from this student object. Okay, that all data we simply pass student update student method, and it's responsible to update that particular student. Okay, once we get success result, then we redirect that function, we call the function get all record. That means once we update student, it should be reflect in a table, get all record. This function is responsible to refresh table. Okay, then we have save student, update student id and student form. Okay, first we hide, first we show the save student. Once we have done update, that then this id field and this update button should be hide, and show the show the submit button. Okay, that's why we define here save student. Okay, save student button show, update student button hide, and id field also hide, and form should be reset. Okay, let's save. Okay, let's try refresh this page. Okay, ready. Now you can see here we are only able to see name, age and course and submit button. When we click any edit button, okay, when we hit edit button, immediately it's show the id and button name should be update. Okay, let's change Raj to Rajkumar and click the update button. Now error, we are getting error. Let's see what's wrong with there. First check is changing database or not, in its update inside the database or not. Raj to Rajkumar here done, but we are still getting error. Okay, if we refresh this page, now you can see our record is updated, but we are getting that error. Okay, let's create one more time, 33 to 44 update, error, we are getting still that error message. Okay, let's see what's wrong with there. Let's go to our update student. We didn't return anything here, we have to return something here. Okay, return string, use here @response body. Okay, that's our bad. Let's add response body, @response body, and again refresh this page. Let's click edit, change 55. Okay, update, I think it's didn't reflected it. Okay, let's click edit, 22 update. Now you can see immediately reflecting the record. Okay, let's again click edit, MBA to MCA, and click the update button. You can see immediately reflect here. Okay, MCA. Now one functionality remain, delete. Let's work on that. Okay, I'll simply copy the code, delete function. Okay, let's go to the student report. Here we have create a delete student function that function we call from this button, table, this button, delete student. You can see here we simply on click, give here event on click delete student. In that delete student we pass the particular student ID. Okay, when we click this delete student, then this function should be call. Okay, here we define delete student. Here we got the particular student ID. Okay, in Ajax call we simply pass the delete student URL slash that particular student ID. In if we got response success, it should be redirect get all record. That means it's called the get all record function, and this function is responsible to reflect the table. Okay, let's create a get delete student control. Okay, let's go to the student controller. Here create @get mapping, and here pass delete student also, and also pass ID. Okay, here create function public string delete student. Here we are getting data from UI. Here we are getting data from URL. That's why here use a path variable. Okay, path variable, that type should be long and ID. Okay, let's create student service dot delete student and pass the ID. In a return, once deleted, in a return should be deleted. Okay, and here also we need to add response body. Okay, add the response body. Let's save. Okay, perfectly we call the delete student, Ajax call delete student, pass the ID. If success, then refresh the table. If fail, then show the error message. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, ready. Delete the second record. You can see our delete operation is also working perfectly. So let's remove this get time. We don't need this get time. Okay, simply where is the get time? Here button has to get time. Simply I will comment this. Okay, here we will see one more time. First we call the save student function. In a save student function we simply define here method type post URL, and we pass the all name, age, course data, and that should be saved in a database. Okay, the second one is a get all record. We are getting all record. There we